Three and we're in. Hey guys, what's up? You got Lady at the Bar. Actually, it's Hippy Lady at the Bar, but yeah, it's only for entertainment purposes. And yeah, I'll be here all freaking week. Am I that funny? No, probably not. I just enjoyed this equipment that my husband and my son bought me. I can't say I'm a media mogul. Thank you, Lord. I don't have time for that crap. And I don't have a production team, so you have to bear with me while I try to find a good place for this boom mic where I can be seen but not be yelling. I've turned on live chat, right? Turned on live chat, but I added something today. We're going to see some things. Let's see what's going on. And there is the thing we can add on chat, live chat, whatever you call it. Wow, that's kind of loud in headphones. You're already going, what in the hell? But I added a poll like on live chat. So if you're not speaking or if you don't want to join, but you've got something to say or you really don't want to put that much effort, you can just click on whether you agree with the podcast that I'm praying is a good one and hit yes on the poll. And then that's all you need to do. Again, I remind everyone that YouTube is free. You just have to download it, add a password, and you're into YouTube, whatever you want. Um, Also, all my subscriptions, if you tickle the bell, my subscriptions are also free. They take just a few minutes to take off if you don't want to be dinged. That's all they're going to do is it makes a little ding, as everyone knows, because they've got other ones that they like. So I've got tons of stuff to do. I'm not going to bother to explain all the cats in the back. I've got some that I'm sitting. So yeah, there's a reason they now call me the cat lady. It used to be dogs. I don't know when that switched. I think it was when we lost our Smoky uh, Husky Chow. He was such a beautiful dog and so loving. He was, and so was his namesake Bear. Actually, every one we've had, we just mourn deeply. Rabbits, I mean, you name it, we mourn them when we think about them. I'm sure everybody does. So again, hit the like. If you don't want to do that, hit the yes or no, whether you think on Top Chat that we are doing a good job, or if you would again. Let's see, what's the other one? If you guys want to join, you don't have to, or you can. If you want to like, of course, yeah, throw that like in there for me. All of this helps me keep the channel and you. And this is what I want to do. The whole thing to me about this is I don't know if it's still in there. I have to go back through and redo some of the things because it got stuck on live stream with an outside um, camera and microphone source. And I broadcast through my Chromebook that already has those options for YouTube Studio. And I'm quite happy with the equipment I have. I'm very proud of the equipment I have. Between my husband and my son, I've got everything I wanted. They couldn't buy somebody to run it. So that's my deal. No production team, no makeup lady. Who's doing wardrobe? Yeah, none of that. So, I am what you get. And I guess everybody knows that Iran hit Israel, or at least tried to. I think I wrote that yesterday, but then again, today. It seems that other countries are still trying to tell Israel, nah, it's okay. They just sent 50 or so rockets. They sent 350 rockets at 3 to 4 different kinds, drones, ICBMs, you name it. Some of them took a couple hours to get there. Some of them took 15, 20 minutes. They don't need anything. No, that's going down there. We're going to take some peace talks. Where? Really? Do you really think that Iran is a country without racism? Because if you do, I will strip naked on the freaking grounds on the plaza downtown and sell tickets. Because I don't believe anybody that's stupid. I always say, here's your sign, then I get it back. You just, I'm going to waste one. So I'm in that kind of a mood. Excuse me. My allergies, again, and this is something I know you've all heard me complain about, is just through the roof. So is my husband's, which makes a lot of sense to me. Really, I lie. Because he's a Southerner. He was born and bred here. I'm from Chicago and went all around the world, but not down into the South until the birth family contacted my adopted brother, who contacted my sister, who contacted me, sobbing, "You have to go." And that's another long story. So that's when I met my husband. I went back to San Antonio. We got married there. Great freaking wedding, man. Nobody there but friends, no family at all. That's why we pulled it off so well. I mean, I had a fantastic wedding. I mean, we had our friends there. We had a lot to drink. Could jump off balcony to the pool. So, and I left. My husband had taken at that time, I didn't drive a car. I always took mass transit, and I still will when I'm in a big city. It's just economically, you don't want to try to rent a car. You're going to be in traffic for 45 minutes, and you're going to pay a couple thousand to park at this three hospital university hospital VA. So I was like, just drive me. We had a brand new truck. And so that worked out real well. So I'm warning everybody now. Look at what these kids are doing. Check into what these kids are doing. Don't go to these school boards. I would advise going. I mean, I went to the school boards, and these people were fired immediately and replaced. It was what they were doing was that bad. However, here we are 20 years or so down the road, and they've not gotten any better. They've gotten worse. We have the smash and grabs going on everywhere. Looks like New York City itself is just not going to have a store. I've watched the footage of them running through. I don't know why they need a TV again, but they all have TVs. Belgian bags. And there's two police officers there, and they're just watching them go out the building with that cart full of loot. They've tried putting up gates, fences, and alarms and iron cage things, and they get them wrong. And I don't know what people think. If this state doesn't get it, what else does that state export to your state? Is there anything? You might want to check that out. I'm just saying. I mean, it's total nightmare out there. To me, I've said this before too, and I've studied. I'd like to think. Uh, Pretty much all that I could find about any religion. I'd have to stand closer to Buddhism in some ways. I don't believe in organized religion. I do believe in Jesus. Again, I spoke on that with that portrait with the young girl who's now a teenager. She might be between 19, 20, 21 by now. Just tag, I think I found it on Young Child's Return from Death Paints, something like that. I mean, you have to word it. But you have to see that painting. And it's wall to wall. And she was a little bitty thing, just a little girl, having used a lantern to do this. And it is the most beautiful thing. It just radiates comfort and love. I've never seen such a thing that could do that until she did. And I've been to as many of the museums of art that I could hit in my life, both here and in Europe. And so I thought it was fairly familiar with, the Picassos and so forth. Uh, it wasn't. No, this guy could come out of that painting. He's so alive. I don't. What a talent! You can't. She didn't sell that one. She's not going to. And I don't blame her. Not a bit. She has Jesus down perfect. Whenever I think of him, I still see his face and his smile and his auburn hair, a bit of a curly locks to it, young. Uh, but the love that exudes from his portrait, it's just freaking amazing. And he doesn't look like, he kind of looks in some ways similar to what the Christ line has made in the last 2,000 years. Also, by the way, there's a difference between a cross and a crucifix. Anybody want to know the difference? Okay, well, we got down to one. A cross has nothing embellished upon it. A crucifix has Jesus crucified upon it. That's a difference. Now, I don't care if you use Buddhist prayer beads or if you use the rosary. It doesn't matter which God. But as far as Yeshua ben Joseph, he was a real figure. He really did what he just, they said. He was a master. There was no doubt. I still can't figure out why he would subject himself at such a young age because he was Jewish. And I do believe that Da Vinci painted that right. The woman that's seated next to Jesus, and it's a woman. It's not one of the apostles, rather. Sorry, it's a woman, and she is wearing the exact same thing as Jesus in the painting, but the colors are switched. So his are red and blue, but switch this way, and hers are blue and red, switch this way. And there's not a single cup on that table in front of them. Not a single cup. So I'm not sure where they get the grail, but I've been, staring that down for a while. The St. Clair's, uh, now they're called the Sinclairs. It used to be St. Clair's, and I still go by that term. They're still alive. That line of birth never died out, at least not yet. And they were Templars. They were Templars. So that's also fascinating. Also, what's his name? I can't think of his name. In any event, people do need to check out religion. As far as organized religion, it's no. For me, no. I don't want to be preached at, period, by anybody about anything because I could find out for myself. Now, I do my own research. If you tell me this or that or the other, I'm going to agree with you because you've done your research. But it depends on what subject is being talked about. And religion is a terrible subject to talk about because you're going to make an enemy no matter how you put this. It's going to be enemy time. So I don't need none of those. I got enough already. I got so many knives in my back, I gave up trying to get them out. No, I'm not kidding. I actually read a book. I go nowhere. I see no one. And we're walking 11 years here. And I guess my grandson is right in many ways. I don't like people. I like people. I'd like to say hi, neighbor, or whatever. But I got burned enough in the South that I don't like people. Now, I liked people before I moved down here. Uh, I don't like people now. I don't like going out. I don't like going anywhere anymore. I like just staying home and cleaning and taking care of things and then resting. Most of that is because of my medical problems. And the other part of it is because I just don't like people. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't resist. So let's see, back to the news. I didn't hear anything. I can't remember the volcano that exploded in Italy. It's a very big volcano. It's not Vesuvius. And in the event that happened, you had earthquakes in Taiwan. Holy gods. You have famine, pestilence, every kind of disease possible, both in Africa and many other diverse places, as was foretold when asked what signs of his nearing or his return could he give them. And they ticked the box already, folks. I didn't see no more boxes they could tick. A lot of things also escaped people's notice. And when I got to DC, I was shocked. I had never been there. And of course, so I ran around to all the stuff. And then the ex mother in law, her name is Betty, great woman, strong woman, raised 3 kids out of her room. And in any event, she ran me around too. So I got to see Mount Vernon and so forth. It's amazing. Had a great time there. I did notice, however, even on the whatever you call monuments to the other presidents and so forth, like the Jefferson and the Lincoln memorials, um, are amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and they're not built like anything else. So I can't figure out why other things aren't built like this. I don't know what the messages are in those, but I sure would love to talk to somebody about them. I'd like to talk about the Shura and the Tapa in Spain, where Mother Mary threw in a bunch of roses on the cloak. He didn't know that. And when he opened it, there they were on the cloak. You couldn't get them out. So there's a lot of fascinating things out there. The Song of Bernadette. If you've never seen that movie, Song of Bernadette, look it up. Watch the movie. I cried through most of it. She died at the age of 36, and she is Saint Bernadette Soubirous. And she went through agony. She really went through agony. There have been plenty of nuns and, uh, I should just say, religious figures that really did believe in what they were doing. And that's totally different thing than these evangelist idiots buying planes. I just can't figure out when somebody's going to look at the other one and go, what? What? We just gave him $100. Yeah, that's why he's got a plane. Like what? Christ said there would be many false churches, many false preachers. This is another reason I don't preach to me. I have a Bible, and I know what's missing from that Bible, and I know when they redid that Bible, and I know which Bible it is. And there was a Bible before that, and there was a Bible before that. Did you read the Nag Hammadi scripts? Did you go get the Dead Sea Scrolls? No, you didn't. You didn't. So don't stand out there on that pulpit and then think you can talk to me or scream at me about any topic. For one, nobody gets in my face and screams at me without me trying to hurt them badly. I don't take that. But I see these people up here. Oh, heal! They fall down. How many plants did you put in the audience? How many of your relatives are pretending to fall out because you said heal or get out or whatever, And how in God's name do people follow this? I keep asking that. Again, I've got a poll going if you guys want to get in. Um, I really did want to touch on our news, but we've been getting a lot of small shock tremors and earthquakes in diverse places, including Georgia. And I've been through two here in Georgia. And the first one we didn't hear, but we felt it. And then the second one we heard and felt it. It sounds like a bunch of people eating rock. It really does. And it takes you aback. And then uh, when I went through my first one, it, it was different. Um, I was moving so fast that all I heard was buildings going. All I could see was, the undulations of the earth itself. I mean, it was that was the worst thing I've ever been through. And my kid was in my arms, so that I was terrified. Uh, I thought I was going to lose my son. I didn't care about me, but my son he didn't deserve that at all. Nobody did. Uh, but we all managed to get through it, and that was cool enough. So this morning, when I saw all of this, I was like, come on, But this isn't the mainstream media that I'm picking up the information from. And again, I would drop, if you want me to drop anything about anything, tell me in live chat or hit a comment or on the poll. Um, any of you out there, I know this is a rough hour, 10 to 12, and I'm a little early today for various reasons, most of which means I have to run out and and get some sharp shampoo for my carpet cleaner. I still have um, terrible rug and carpet in the master bedroom. I hate it. And I finally got everything out of the bottom of the closet, and that's no mean chore. So I could get in there and do that. With the mini cat, we have a lot of cats, that, including those who are babysitting. So you have to check fleas all the time. We have a huge pine forest and a lot of sand, and they're in the sand and they get tracked in, probably generally by me, who's out feeding the older cats outside. Yes, they don't like that. I don't know what to do. I thought about owning a sanctuary. I don't know, it works for the humans, so I was going to say it's the sanctuary city out there. You borrow that from your I also talked to you a little bit about the squatters, which cracked me the hell up. And, I didn't see nothing like that ever. I am 65 this year. I didn't see nothing like what I saw with them. I love the $1 billion home they're squatting in. That just is to die for. Mm. And everybody's doing it. By everybody, I mean those who walked across and they let them go. I think the term was 11 million. And they were flying and busting them in at 2 and 3 in the morning. So now, I don't know how many terrorists that you let in, but you let them in. And they said, and they warned you, even in the UN speech from Arafat. If you don't know who that is, either tell me or look it up. Google's got everything. Or the Ayatollah Khomeini. It kind of seems to draw a blank with people, but I've been around it a lot longer. And I'm tired of seeing body bags with babies. I'm tired of seeing body bags with my service people. I'm tired of this whole thing. This is World War III. Either Iran backs off completely and stops, because there was 5 or 6 different. Excuse me a minute. Let me see this. I don't know. It's not saying anything. Deposit notification program. A deposit has been made to your debit card account. If you believe this message has reached you in error, press 1 now. If you have questions about the CBP deposit notification program, please call 1-888-421-3281. Goodbye. Well, how odd. That was a very strange message. I'm glad I caught it. It was very I'm sorry. It didn't take us like 15 seconds, but I didn't mean to ignore it. I really need you guys. I really need you guys. I need the hippies. I need the baby boomers. I need all of us who just want to talk about everything. Everything. I want to know how many people out there are going to accept chips in their hands, or how many will not. Now, I think they called this Bible thumping, rifle carrying something, and they aren't far off. When you keep holy oil around, you might fit in that description. Like like Jeff Foxworthy says, your house has wheels. You might be a redneck. My husband's house used to have heels. Yeah, he's a redneck, and he's a Native American redneck. I'll put it that way. Hard to see through these. Again, yes, I like them because they go out. My husband is very good about that. There's only 5 in a pack, and so I'm not smoking 400 cigarettes. I actually take a puff once in a while and don't try to take more than 2 or 3. Then go back to my vapor, which he doesn't like either, but he's really good about it. He's bought me 3 systems, so I mean, if I want it or need it, he goes to get us. I haven't told my doctor I'm smoking a cheroot cigarette. I don't know what they call it here in the States. I haven't told her yet. She's gonna be horrified. It's kind of mean, but sometimes it's like a car accident. You just can't look away. That's uh, yeah, takes your breath away. You're ready for the morning. Mm. Masters Week is coming up. It ain't blooming here already. I don't know. Went out yesterday, and I don't like traffic at all. The reason I agreed with my husband when he said when I was 35, I had to drive. And I had driven in my teens, 18, 19. I drove Jeeps and stuff in the Army where they were needed because I used to train the nurses for 2 weeks. That was their bivouac, those 2 weeks. And they called me Cadre because I had a red hat. Everybody else had a different one, and I got my backup exo and so forth. And we used to run the crap out of those. they Now we call them Karens, like they're so entitled. And we when you get some nurses up in there, and they know you're a sergeant. And you're in charge of them, and they're all mini Louis, a second Louis, one Louis. That's lieutenant, by the way. Excuse me. They don't take too kindly being talked to by sergeants or ordered around by, well, hell, anybody that's not below. So I hit back heavy. Had some fun one day, as let me tell you what. Same place. I'm so proud that my step grandson Ezra trained there. Fort St. Houston, that's what I'm talking about in San Antonio. Two of their bases closed down. One base came here. One base went to Warner Robins. The base that went to Warner Robins was basically the nuke site. I'll put it that way, just kind of. What came here, I think, was like they were more IT. And so I was shocked because when I was in San Antonio, you had five bases. One Army base, four Air Force. So now it's two Air Force in Fort St. Houston. We have the burn unit, one of the best in the world. Um, and I know it's one of the best. I ended up taking my son there, and I was so shocked. I mean, I was just dead shocked that my son had gotten such injuries, but he healed really well. And it was something different because somebody at my apartment complex, a young Spanish girl, she said, "Go and get aloe, open the leaf, put it on his foot, wrap the foot." That's what he'd done. He had stepped with both feet, I don't even know how, onto a hot plate while everybody was camping. I just heard a scream, and I had gone off to the bath and showers. I don't know how fast I got back there, but I was leaping over benches like a gazelle. That's my kid. I mean, I'm freaked out. And so, unfortunately, he had stepped on that hot plate because somebody had set it down. Somebody. Nobody ever owned up to who did that. He was less than 2 years old. So it's amazing that he didn't get hurt worse by maybe jumping off and landing on it again. But he had the little pajamas that had the plastic booty feet. So he burned the plastic into his feet. Now, BAMC, which is Brooke Army Medical Center, which is where you take the burn units, which is on Fort Sam Houston base. So I had done that, and they had put some ointment on, wrapped it, and gave me the same. I said, just do this and wrap it for 3 or 4 days, and then see how you do. But I didn't. The first day I didn't do that. I did what the BAMC had told me. After all, that's the top burn unit in the U.S. for soldiers. And I had been there for some time. And I'm like, oh God, it wasn't getting better. It was like green pussy. It was terrible. And I was so scared because he was so young. And here I had to take leave and so forth because I couldn't go to work. You can put me on AWOL. I don't care. My kid comes first. And they knew it because they knew I had been at BAMC. So they knew I was following pretty much protocol, even though I had to take leave. And finally, I said, "This is not good." And he's screaming, he's crying. They don't give kids anything for pain. So I ran out and I ran to the neighbor that told me that and asked her where I could find some aloe. I had never heard of it. And she said, "Right here. I made you a plant, so take these two with you, put them on his foot, wrap that foot." And I did that, and he instantly went to sleep. It took the pain and everything away. A few hours later, when he woke up, he was hungry, but he didn't yell about his feet, although he didn't walk around. So after he ate, I did the same thing and put the leaves across it, stabilizing that with the bandage because I could see it was helping tremendously. No more green oozing, just kind of some angry red marks now. And that one was out for 4 hours. So within 6 hours, he was healed completely, not even a scar. So aloe is a wonderful thing to keep, folks. You get scratched, you get cut, phone bang your head. I did that the other day. This stuff, you put that on there, it'd be real good. And you don't want the stuff that says, oh, it's got LO in it. Oh, screw you. They don't. They found out all of us was doing it. Everything's got turmeric, uh, curcumin in it. And I like turmeric, and I get the curcumin, and it works. It's very good for. Um, it's a good for me. It's a good fill in between what I take for my seizures and my back problems. So yeah, that helps. If anybody else wants to know, dandelions, if you cook them down and so forth and so on, you get their product, which is better than morphine. Now they don't want to treat those of us who are 60s and 50s. Even my son's age in the 40s, when he broke a leg, they said, "Go home, take some Tylenol." That's why I grabbed a busboy and said, "Is it your problem yet?" kind of thing. I mean, and so he had to work and everything. He wasn't even given a day off. He had to work and everything with a broken leg. I was livid. But he's in his 40s, and I can't, you know, he's not a kid no more. I can't do anything about it. But oh, I was just steaming. He's darn good. He's even achieved a medal at Victoria Service, basically, of what he does. And I can't say who that is or what he does or where he does it. But I'm very proud of him. I still got live chat. If there's anybody out there, you can, even when, if I get a chance to put it on Facebook, you can still comment, like, tickle the bell, and subscribe. You can still get on the chat. You can throw anything you want in the comments. I'm thick skinned, don't give a damn. If you don't like it, say so. If you like it, subscribe. I need the hippies back. And so does everybody else. What is this? What? You get up every morning, you go, what? And some mornings I get up and I go, okay, let's watch that ghost story. Because it's like, what? I mean, there's all stuff coming around it. I don't know what everybody's thinking. I don't know what people will do with some of these areas that have quake fault lines, like the New Madrid or, oh, I can't think of the others offhand. But if they do that, they'll remember that it takes out everything. Why are you there? You need to get out. And I mean run. The only thing that hasn't happened yet, technically, the Jesus that would come before his return. Um, and what was that? That last thing? Well, it was everything else combined. And then he would come in. But he wouldn't come in as a savior. He'd come in to kill people because they were evil. And there's a lot of evil people out there. You've got, how have you got a sanctuary city? They called that the Civil War 200 years ago. Of course, you're trying to wipe that out. Yeah, taking all that, and you're changing names. So you're fucking with our history. Knock it off. Why, in God's name, do these people think that they have the right to say, oh no, that's Stonewall Jackson, it's got to come down? It's against black folk. No, damn it, it's not. It never was during the Civil War. They didn't hurt them, they freed them. They didn't hurt them. And what misinformation is going out there just makes my hair stand on end because they did not hurt them, and many were incorporated in both the North and the South's military. They didn't hurt them. If they got killed, they got killed on the battlefield where they wanted to be to exercise their rights. That's been forgotten as well. Anybody know what the 1812 war was? Show hands. Okay, I take this one. I mean, these guys came in burning and slashing behind them in 1812. That would, of course, be the United Kingdom or the British, if you want to put it there. They marched right across and they made it to D.C. They set the Capitol on fire. There's a big story how she carries some portraits out. I think one was toward Washington. I'm not sure how many of the others, but they tried to get as much as they could out and run because they knew they were. It was burn as you go. You know, if you're going to find a country, if you're going to take it over, you can't leave a lot behind you. It's just the way the military is. Any military. But when they took that out, an instantaneous storm came, dropping tornadoes, and this is the U.S. They come all the time. I've seen so many in my day. So those that didn't kill, the rest got out and left. The ships just said, "Yeah, we don't need these guys." When I researched it, it was so funny to me how they just ran right back to the ship. So we've had a lot of difficulties in America, and we do now as well. I think everybody should be on their toes. I think you should indeed buy things maybe that you could keep for a month or two, just in case. I don't like the fact that Iran openly attacked another country, Israel. It's a country. It was an attack. That's war. That's not terrorism. Although Iran has sponsored all the terrorism, and they were using them to continue to harass and kill, so forth and so on. But they hadn't openly themselves, as a country, attacked another country. They attacked Israel. You had Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the United States, the British, and so forth, and the Iron Domes. And these guys hit almost hit it at like 99% or something like that. Thank God. Intercepted those missiles and blew them apart. With 350, for God's sake, you gonna tell me? And still, I'm hearing this anti-Semitism bullshit. Well, they're gonna make peace. They can't attack Iran. Screw you. They're their own country. You don't want to get behind them, then get your lying ass out of the UN. It's just a thought. Asking for a friend. And I get confused on these things. I never know what everybody wants to talk about. You can't even see it. I go blind trying to trying to light my leaves. So okay, we've covered all of that. I see we're almost near the end of our line here. I've got errands to run and things to do and work in the house that has to be done. Don't I look excited? I don't know how many of you out there have been keeping up also with the Antarctic thing. Uh, I've never heard of something's in my eye. I had never heard of a treaty for the Antarctic, and that every country agreed to. I'd never heard of such a thing until recently. Um, and there's several people that said you just can't get in there, but one boy did openly. I mean, he didn't sneak in there and run around. He came in openly with permission. Took apparently a year or two to get in, and they didn't see a hell of a lot, but he got there. And so, I mean, it's like I told my son, the world's on freaking fire. I'm expecting to turn around and see just a pile of clothes there, because if it's not the rapture coming, I don't know what is. Something's coming down the pipe. You got squatters actually up. Yeah, this is the thing. These parents, I love the tag. Actually, a friend I thought was a friend wasn't, stabbed me in the back. She was smart. She ran. Uh, I do not play fair. I'm 5'2" and a mean ass bullshit. I'll tell you what. My husband's always telling me, "Don't let your mouth override your ass." So he would know. He knows me very well. He puts up with a lot. My husband does. Actually, it's a trade-off. I'm not sure it's an even one. I give him credit. Like right now, I have to get out, run through, and do all this uh, with a fixed income. You can pay your bills, and then you go get groceries, and you're like, "Oh God, no! There's only enough to put them in the glove box." It's amazing. Everything tripled since the pandemic. They did not lower that shit afterwards. They sure didn't. When they came out with, "Oh, you got to wear the mask thing," and my husband was really in on the mask. He's constantly doing it. I'm like, that mask doesn't protect you. It doesn't protect you. I visited many people that are in areas where you have to suit up and so on, and you're not wearing a paper mask. You're not. Might as well put some cotton there and wrap a circle. I don't know. That's stupid. Didn't work. Ain't gonna work. They knew that if we didn't use those, there would be people dying, but there would be people with herd immunity that they could then use their animal. You could use our blood to save others. This is the way it used to be with polio and so forth. What do I know? They called us school kids out, put us in the parking lot, shut out all whole damn thing. So the arms like this. You didn't even get your mother permission or whoever. No, you just got lined up shot. When it was polio time, you got lined up. I was lucky there. I got a sugar cube though at first. I understand nobody here in the South that went through that, but my husband and I both had the smallpox scar. It's where they gave us a shot that was smallpox, and you went through all the symptoms of smallpox, but you didn't actually contract it. And again, we were young. Whatever school says you did. Nowadays, they have a nurse, they have the parents' permission. Although at the same time, they put the parents in jail if they ask questions. So I don't know which way to go there. I used to take them apart and take their jobs. I'm just being honest. But nowadays, it seems to not matter what you do. If Fannie Willis is still the DA in Fulton County, Atlanta, AE, Atlanta, then something's wrong with the justice system. Oh, well, we knew that. But this is major league here. This is nearly $1 million that she paid this dude who is not qualified to be doing whatever it is he's doing. He's an attorney, but he's not that type of attorney. So Trump's fighting all of this just so he can run. So they're sending all this crap out here. Uh, they're not even trying to make him look bad. They're just trying to make sure he cannot run, that he can't run. Now, I don't know how scared you have to be about somebody to do that. How many judges did they buy? I did not see the judge resign. He did not recuse himself. He found her apparently innocent, basically. That'd be the bottom line. He didn't do anything. He just forbid the boyfriend to be on the payroll anymore. You can't tell me this guy's not up to his neck. This guy is barely treading water, and he's called a judge. Judge, judge. Really? They think you dispense justice? You spewing hatred, lying, slimy. Yeah, I think that husband hurt me. I don't know. None of us have the answers. My flowers are just, I think, gorgeous, what you can see. I see one of them. My tiger rose loves to eat the roses, so I have to share. But generally, I love the bouquets he picks. And I love the fact that he just grabs it while he's at Walmart, walking around, grabs just some roses, brings them home. It's really cool. I don't want again, I didn't have time. For some reason, I was so exhausted yesterday. As Robert worked until 7 last night and still stopped and got me a pizza, bless him. And because he went to Captain D's, and I'm not a lover of seafood. In fact, I hate seafood. All of it. I used to like tuna, and I found out dolphins were being killed, so I went out. There's plenty of people, and you need to look into what's in the food that you're eating. Uh, they put several thousand strips off cows that they can't use as anything. Just strip the bone and then put it in a big vat. And that's your hamburger. Some dumb hamburger. We heard about mad cow disease, any of that stuff. Sure, yeah. No, I heard about that shit. I don't know what it is about being out here with you guys, but my eyes just hurt so bad. And I'm trying to keep it together because I have to run out to the stores. Yeah, I really hate to scare folk. It's just a real bitch. So I keep asking one more time. watch, subscribe, like, leave a comment. If there's something you want to see or talk about, anything is on the record. I don't care. We will have a debate. I don't care. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to see, tell me. What I want to see is my generation stand the hell up again. Stand up. Stand up and tell what you do know. Use this now before they shut it down. It's social Woodstock. We could talk all day long, or we could just go on live streaming and I'll hit you on the chat. Uh, each and every one of you are so special to me. I didn't think I would be able to pull this off, period. I mean, everybody says I'm funny. Now that I need to be funny, I'm sorry. I'll be here all week, but I'm not that funny. I tell you, it's been a rough road home, but I love every second of it. I really do. In fact, I usually go over my time. I didn't realize how important it was to talk to myself because I do that all the time, but when I do it here, it's kind of cool. So I have like all kinds of things in the heads running around, and outside you're going, oh, what the hell do you guys want to talk about? I've had a couple of people, and they were so sweet. Uh, and one in particular told my husband, "Did you tell your wife she was beautiful today?" And he was like, "I was like, eh." It's pretty good about him. Eh. Meanwhile, I have 12 roses behind me. He'll say he knows that I'm upset. I hate to throw the roses out. I cut them and try to keep them as long as I can. Generally, it lasts me a week. But right after he sees that I've had to dispose of them, uh, another set's out of the way within a day. So I almost always have my roses. It would be helpful if I could smell them nowadays. Can't smell nothing, which also could be a good thing. So I got to run and do errands. I got to do all this nonsense. Didn't see a hell of a lot had changed yet on world news. What little I could find. Haven't found out how Iceland's doing and their volcanoes, and they've been a mess. Haven't found out if Thailand has got back on its feet. I would actually say I doubt that very much. I haven't seen anything in my country as far as politics that's going well. Do you think an American would take, say, China telling us, "Oh, you keep out of that war with Canada"? It was only 350 rockets. You think we'd stop? You think we wouldn't do nothing? You know that. You know that. I feel you. I don't even have to ask that question. Y'all know we'd be out there kicking ass. They'd be boots on the ground everywhere. They wouldn't be playing either. So at this point in time, you have to go, well, that does sound kind of like a war. Wars and diverse rumors of wars, petulance, weather, volcanoes, earthquakes, fires, tornadoes, hurricanes. It's like these days, pick one. When I saw camels floating, I say this all the time. When I saw camels floating in Saudi Arabia, going down, they weren't actually floating, they were moving. First, I felt sorry for the camel because they had to have been scared stupid. The second thing, I was like, huh? This is a desert. Not anymore. It didn't stop. It went on. So it's not a desert anymore. I don't know what they're going to do about keeping that there. I haven't checked that lately. Um, uh, I apologize. No matter what time I come on, I try to get in a little early, see if my eyes are okay. It's like the minute I start doing this, and my glasses are such that I can look at a computer all day. And they knew I used to, and actually still do. They know I'm a podcaster. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm getting older, as you can tell. And yeah, I'm still at the bar. Decided entertaining. And damn it, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you get a fat ass in a chair. But again, I see my counter, it's counting down on me. I well, it's not really because when I do stop, I think, oh, did I follow up with that question? Did I come out across because I'm not getting any feedback. Again, I think this is because most people are at work. That they want. I've gotten feedback, but it's on a different time schedule, um, and does involve some people or some friends on Facebook. A lot of people don't use YouTube; they use Instagram and TikTok. I don't use either one. I've been using YouTube. I used to call it the YouTube. Cracks up my grandson. But I've been using this for 10 years or more. Been using Facebook 10 years or more. I've seen the changes that are coming and those that they've already given. So if you're not on there all the time, you probably haven't seen that. And you wonder, how much do I talk about? I have like 10 minutes if I take them. Sorry, earrings are starting to poke through. This thing. I love it. My husband made sure I had headphones. Again, the headband is like not just controlling the hair; it's doing like, okay, we can get this in here without falling off because I have a little head. So these things are big. I make it a difference there because I have two systems, so I can interview and stuff. I took everything out of my closet, threw everything out. Turns out I have like 9 comforter sets in there. One, I don't need that many. Two, I need to find a place to put them. I don't know about you guys. I hope everybody out there is having a good day. Please, 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 if you see me, hit the subscription bell. Listen for a minute. Come talk to me. Yeah, I'm a northerner. I keep getting more south. I figure I don't want to get to Florida because of the hurricane thing. So I'm about 2 or 3 hours away. I think we're doing pretty good here. There's been some predictions by people that I admire, including the sleeping prophetess. He was called Edgar Casey. But Mr. Casey had a lot of things about the earth changes that were coming and still will be coming. And we've seen this. The snow is melting, and it's a fascinating thing to see. It's called calving. It's when a huge slab of ice comes down off of an iceberg. And, I mean, it's something. You don't want to be near one because it has like this tidal wave. But it's melting. In particular, it seems to be melting in several different places. And I have never seen any country agree to anything, even with another country, basically. Yeah, every nation on the planet says we ain't gonna mess with Antarctica. We'll send special people there to do tests. Apparently, in one certain area only. So it raises the question of, well, what about the rest of the place? Because it's melting. Now, if you get this whole thing to melt, that's 3 miles of ice, and I don't even know how big it is, but it's a big continent. So that's going to swallow a lot of land if it melts. If Yellowstone blows, it's an ELE event. It's an end of life extinction event. And those in the bunkers may get through those things. And they may have enough to last for 20, 25 years. But with no one upstairs clearing up the things and replanting and fixing the buildings or whatever, what have you, they're going to come out to a wasteland that they can't survive in. So I can't say a bunker is a good deal. Besides the fact that these idiots will be running around with a metal detector looking for your ass. They'll find it too. Be like the Egyptian pharaohs thought. Eh, nobody can mess with them too. Wrong. Well, I'm going to get off of here because I might be a little early, but I was early out. Again, tomorrow I will run the poll and keep us on live. See if I can't. Hey, Rick, what you doing, babe? Friend of mine, I'm not sure if it's my friend or not, but that's okay. Uh, that's okay. But yeah, it's time for me to go, guys. I got all kinds of stuff to do. I hate it. Anybody got any comments? Anybody got any suggestions? My computer is also messing with me today. I have to unplug it, plug it back. Yeah, I've had way too much Irish coffee. Gotta calm down before I go out. So, tickle that bell, guys. Come on. Come up here and talk to me. Without you guys, I am nothing, and I don't want to have a podcast if I can't see and talk to others and interact in a peaceful way like we used to. So it might be 2024, but we were also alive in 1974. So we've had these lives that have struggled for 40 odd years to get here. And I want to hear you guys. I want to know all the things that you think about. Is there a ghost? Do you believe in ghosts? Yes or no? It doesn't matter to me. It's a conversation. That's what it's for. Not everybody has to agree with everybody else. Nor do we need any hate mail. We're not here to judge. That's somebody else's job. That's their job. But I see I'm all puffy and my eyes are about shut. I'm going to end that lamp. I'm going to end it. I don't know why, but I'm going to end it. I heard my husband on the phone, so I better get off of here because baby's upstairs and he tries to stay out so I can hear him. So toodles, guys.